What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have a lot of important information to go over for tomorrow. The market was kind of a total letdown today. I mean, it was flat and choppy all day long, but we do have a lot of important information to go over. We do have some good opportunities for tomorrow, including a $13.7 million options trade for tomorrow, and then we have a good amount of momentum plays, and there are some things that we have to cover with Powell today. So either way, there's a lot of great information in this video. Even though the market was kind of choppy and boring today, tomorrow can be a lot different. So I highly recommend you watch to the end of this video, especially to check out our $13.7 million options trade for tomorrow. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to see our daily stock market videos on your homepage every single day. If you guys like these videos or gain some value from them, please hit that like button. It really helps grow the channel, and we really appreciate everyone who likes, subscribes, and comments. So with that being said, Tom, do you want to talk about the new Spotify deal?
Yeah, this Spotify landed a new deal with Kim Kardashian's podcast and flew up 7% today. And they also acquired Joe Rogan's podcast a couple months ago as well, which also added to their upside potential here. And we can see that they had a very nice bullish flag set up. And right now they are breaking right out of this flag, sitting right at about $199, $200 about in after hours. They're looking very good right now on the daily chart overall. Ton of momentum to the upside. This was a great stock to trade today, and you can see we were watching them in the past, and they broke right out of my channel, which would have been a great time to play it.
Absolutely. I mean, you look back on that daily chart when Joe Rogan's podcast, like they made that deal with Joe Rogan. I mean, I remember exactly when that happened. Like the options on Spotify literally went from like $100 to like $7,800 in a couple days. So I'm very curious to see if Kim Kardashian could have that same influence on the market like Joe Rogan did. I mean, the volume's definitely there. The price action's definitely there, with Spotify up about 8% today. It's running up in after hours too. So like as of right now, I'm pretty bullish on Spotify, but anything can change. And really, this whole thing is just a giant momentum play with some good news on it. So what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I really like it. I think Kim Kardashian has a very big following, and she's a pretty popular figure in the in the fashion industry, as well as like on Instagram and stuff. Like she makes a ton of money on Instagram. And she's just a really big character to have. And Spotify has her now, and I'm not too sure what her podcast does, but it's something I'm just not into. But more power to Spotify for getting into it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely not a podcast listener of Kim Kardashian, but either way, she has a lot of influence. She has a lot of followers, and that could definitely bring a lot of value to Spotify for the long term. And Spotify might have strategically chosen Kim Kardashian because Joe Rogan's followers and Kim Kardashian's followers are probably pretty different, like demographically. They probably have a pretty different following, if you get what I'm saying. But really, I think that could just bring Spotify a whole new range of viewers and really just diversify their subscribers. And I think it could really be a great move for Spotify for the long term. Spotify already got their entire investment back with Joe Rogan because their stock price moved up so much, and they pretty much got Joe Rogan for free because their stock moved up so much, and as did the value of their company. So I'm definitely gonna have my eyes on Spotify. And then also we had important news with Powell today. He had a 3-hour-long testimony, which was interesting. But the biggest thing is he didn't say anything crazy that moved the markets. That's why the markets were such a letdown today. I mean, like literally the markets barely moved all day. There really wasn't any momentum besides in the morning with Beyond and Roku, and then even Square a little bit. But besides that, in Spotify, there really wasn't anything else moving. But however, really the main takeaway and the biggest thing he said was, he said, quote, "Over time, we will gradually move away from ETFs and move to buying bonds. It's a better tool for supporting liquidity in market functioning. So that's interesting. You know, the Feds have been buying ETFs since March, especially like LQD. That's like a corporate bond ETF, and they're eventually going to stop buying bonds, and they're eventually going to stop buying ETFs and just move to individual bonds, which from Powell's words, he's saying that will help the companies better anyways. So that's definitely interesting.
Yeah, and I like this because I think bonds are much more solid and more of a backbone than ETFs are in the market anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing. I think it's a smart move from Powell, and I think it's just it's not going to be like a total game changer. You know, like this doesn't mean LQD is going to come crashing down. You know, it's a bond ETF, but I think it's just like a better move overall for the market as well as just like the what the Fed is trying to accomplish. And Powell is also speaking again on Friday. But really, based off what he's saying, it really seems that he is not as bearish as he was last week. So that's a good sign. But either way, the market is still very, very, very uncertain right now. Trust me, guys, I want to make a home run trade as much as you guys do. I really, really want the market to pick a direction. I really, really want to really make a solid trade. However, the market is so indecisive right now, and even though it hurts, I'm mainly sitting on the sidelines. I'm going very, very light with all of my positions. If you guys want to trade the same options that Tom and I trade every single day, you can click the link down below for the stocked up options alerts. But like, guys, really, we're just waiting for the market to pick a direction. You know, I really, really want to make a big trade, but it's not the smartest thing to do right now. So really, I'm just waiting for the market to pick a direction, have some solid momentum, and then I'm going to ride that momentum for as long as it lasts. So, keep that in mind. You don't have to force trades during this uncertain time. All right, so now we are going to get into the momentum plays for today. And as you guys can probably guess it, Spotify is the first one on the list. Spotify exploded today. Tom, what are we looking at for Spotify?
Watch for them to break all-time highs of $205.
All-time highs, $205. If Spotify can break this level, it's in uncharted territory. It can really, really run. But guys, remember, this is pretty much just a giant momentum play. You know, it could be a 2 to 3, maybe 4-day runner, just kind of like Joe Rogan's movement was. So you guys heard Tom, 205. If it breaks that, we will be looking at Spotify in a bullish sense. The next one, we have Lulu, and this one is to the downside.
Yeah, I really like it to the downside, too. I'd watch for it to break right below $302.
$302. If it breaks below that, we will be looking at it in a bearish sense. Next, we have ENPH.
Ooh, they're really down today. Big time, 26%. Watch for them to break 37.50 in the morning.
Yeah, this is a brutal fall either way. I mean, they had a ton of momentum to the downside, but could be a great momentum play. If it does break the level Tom listed, we will be looking at it in a bearish sense. Next, we have CHGG.
Yep, Chegg, they watch for them to break 64. Just watch for them to break 65 on the dot.
65. If it breaks that, we'll be looking at Chegg in a bullish sense. And then last but not least, we have LOW.
Lows, watch for them to break above 137.
137. If it breaks above that, we are looking at it in a bullish sense. So they all have momentum, but they're only plays if they break above the levels we list. These are intended to be day trades. They can be swing trades if you want to, like Spotify can be a great swing trade, right? I'm not saying it is, but it can be if it breaks the high. Only if it breaks the high. We're approaching all-time highs on Spotify right now, has a ton of momentum, has some good news to back it up. This can be a great play if it breaks the levels we listed. So keep that in mind. And then we have the $13.7 million options trade for tomorrow. We are looking at the beyond 165 strike calls that expire this week, June 19th. And I'm kind of surprised by this one. About $13.7 million put into this trade, expires in 2 days, and Beyond had a crazy day today. Really, I mean, it ran up pretty high and just fell the rest of the day. It closed pretty much right where it opened. And how it looks right now, it really, really, really looks like whoever made this trade was shorting the beyond 165 strike calls. So basically what that means is someone took a trade, a $13.7 million trade on beyond today, right? It was on the beyond 165 strike calls. We just don't know if they were buying these calls or if they were selling these calls. And how it looks right now, it really looks like they were selling these calls, meaning they want beyond to fall. So they want beyond to fall or stay the same. They just want it below 165. So how it looks right now, I think beyond is good for like a neutral to the downside trade. If you want to piggyback directly off this trade, you can sell the 165 strike calls, or like it's like a credit spread, like sell the 165 and buy like the 170. You can do whatever you want, but it looks like they're shorting this trade for now. So if anything, I would look to beyond in like a neutral to slightly bearish sense. So yeah, so now on to everyone's questions from the previous episode. So we have BK saying, I like these guys. They get straight to the point. So thank you for that. That's our goal, try to provide as much information as possible in a, entertaining and useful way. We have Zaniel saying, let's see, this toxic market is slaying options. I'm just working on the long term. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can never go wrong just investing for the long term. And really, I think that's a very smart move. People are trying to overtrade and try and predict what the market's going to do tomorrow. And the thing is, no one knows 100% what the market's going to do tomorrow. And the market right now is more uncertain than it has been in like the past 5 years. So right now is the time to sit back, relax, and just protect your account and enter very, very, very light on trades, because it's better to not trade than force a trade and lose. So keep that in mind. And great comment. Let's see. Next comment we have Sean saying, it was fun scalping today during the Fed speaks, easy money. So yeah, there's quite a lot of volatility in the past couple of weeks, but today was pretty slow. But yeah, you can definitely scalp. Let's see. Next question we have is Wilmo saying, just discovered you guys. I just subscribed. You guys are easy to understand and don't talk fast. Thanks. So yeah, thank you for that comment. And then with the next question, we have Hunter saying, awesome video. So many things that should determine the market's direction happening this week. I am pumped. Absolutely. I mean, Powell's talking again on Friday, and that can move the market. But like, I feel like everyone is just like in a total like uncertain mood right now. Like no one, we're in such a weird market. We have on what was it, Wednesday or Thursday last week, we had the market down 1,800 points, and then yesterday we had the market up 1,000 points in pre-market. It's just we're in a very crazy and uncertain time right now. Okay, and then we have Rob saying, I hate Powell. He keeps wiping out my gains. I mean, I bet he's doing that to a lot of people. But the best thing to do, Rob, is look at no one knows what the market's going to do right now. That's just the straight fact. No one knows. We are in extremely uncertain times. But the best thing you could do is either just sit on the sidelines, enter super, super light, or just trade stocks that don't really follow the market. Like Spotify, does it follow the market? A little bit, but for the most part, Spotify does its own thing, and it's going to move how it wants to move. So maybe consider trading stocks that don't have too much exposure to the market overall, or like even Tom has pulled up right now, Snapchat. That looks like it doesn't care about the market.
Yeah, definitely. They're really flying up. I just noticed it. I really thought they looked strong today as well, and they're bouncing right off this 100 SMA. This could be a great candidate for you to trade tomorrow if you wanted to day trade one.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Israel saying, keep up the good work, gents. It was an interesting ride this week. Talk about a true roller coaster. We are in your corner, stat modeling. Absolutely. So stat modeling is the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. It's the if you want to trade the same options that Tom and I trade every single day, that is the link for you. But absolutely, I mean, we're in a total roller coaster right now, and there's so much uncertainty. And the best thing to do is, rather than force a trade, so many people want to just want to trade. They just like it's almost like they get like some sort of like I don't know, like feeling of like, I don't know, like they're almost like addicted to trade, and unfortunately that's not good. A lot of top traders don't even trade every day, but absolutely, we're never going to force a bad trade, and as soon as the market picks a solid direction, we're going to definitely capitalize heavily on that. All right, and then we have, with the next question, we have any thoughts on MRK? Very nice opportunity, looks to me, nearly at oversold RSI. So let's take a look at MRK. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I do like this to the downside. They have a lot of bearish momentum to them, and I really like how they've fallen below these SMAs here, and it does kind of look like a nice like bearish flag almost setting up on them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of neutral on this. Like, the market's just kind of weird right now. If anything, I would be to the downside. You could see we have, like, in the past 6 months, we're trending down. I'm pulling up a 5-year chart right now. Past 5 years have been up for the most part, but we've kind of have like a flat / downtrend right now. So if anything, I would be slightly bearish, but I'm like neutral bearish.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Carla saying, please talk about the difference between a swing trade and a day trade. Thanks. Love you guys. So thank you so much for that amazing comment, Carla. Pretty much a swing trade. Everyone has their own definition. Some people like to classify a swing trade as like a trade that you hold for 3 weeks to like 10 weeks. But my definition is a day trade. You get in and out of the trade on the same day. With swing trades, it's anything you hold longer than, I would say, 2 days, maybe 1 to 2 days. It just really depends. But really, anything that you hold for 1 to 2 days or more is a swing trade. So yeah, keep that in mind. And, if you're holding for like 10 years, that would be like long term. We have Elijah saying, amazing insight, Mike and Tom. It's so crazy that the unusual option for this video is the exact same one I last minute ditched because of the uncertainty we are in. I last minute closed my Apple 355 call credits for a minimal loss. I am still holding Microsoft calls and SBUX puts. Went with the ghetto straddle. So yeah, I mean, let me take a look. I mean, Apple was finished slightly down on the day. I mean, it was up a little bit, but we're just so uncertain right now. Microsoft, again, was up a little bit. It's up a little bit right now. Starbucks had that bad news of closing stores, but also finished slightly down. We're just kind of in a weird market, but yeah, awesome stuff. Next we have, Emilio saying, I appreciate you guys taking the time to make these daily videos. Of course. Thank you for that comment. Let's see. So we have Tiffany saying, question, how do you know if someone has put money into a stock? You said someone puts millions into an options, but you don't know if they are buying or short selling. So your question, how do you know if someone has put money into a stock? So for stocks, there are like certain scanners to see like where like institutions take big trades, and that's like a totally separate software thing. But if you're referring to options, all we know is that someone like for example, for today's unusual options, all we know is that someone traded the beyond 165 strike calls that expired this week. We know how much they put in. We just don't know if they actually bought the calls or they sold them. So if they bought the calls, they would want beyond to go up, and if they shorted the calls, they would want beyond to fall, right? So we just don't know if they're buying or selling them, but all we can do is use a variety of analysis techniques to kind of get a gauge on what we think they're doing. So thank you so much for that amazing comment. I'm sure a lot of other people had that same question. So thank you for asking that. With the next question, we have, we have Johnson saying, just found your last 2 videos today and yesterday, and I like how you break things down and explain things. But I'm still pretty new to this, and I'm wondering if you have any videos that will give some general information on some of the concepts we talk about. So yeah, absolutely. So every Friday we kind of make like a general video on, really anything you guys want. Like if you guys want to see any specific video, you can always comment it in the comments down below, and we could always make that. But generally, we do have a lot of general videos on the YouTube. We have a lot of videos. So if you just search through our channel, pretty much any concept you want, we should have some sort of video that relates to that. So hopefully this helped answer your question. So Tom, with that being said, do you have any last minute stocks, options, anything for the market tomorrow?
You know what? I wish I did, but with the choppiness, like you said, it's just best to sit on the sidelines right now. So I'm not going to make any crazy call outs tonight, but definitely look for them whenever we see that direction.
Absolutely. I mean, I want a huge home run trade as much as anyone right now, and I'm like itching to make like a nice home run trade. However, now is just not the time. Everyone wants to force trades right now, and this is where a lot of people are going to get humbled. But right now is just the time to kind of like sit back, relax, let the market make a decision, and then strike. So that's kind of what I'm doing. It's what Tom's doing. So feel free to, do whatever you guys want. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys want to join our free Discord chat where we have about 3,000 members talking stocks, options, finance, we give free day trading alerts. You can click the first link in the description down below. It's completely free. And if you guys want to trade the same options that Tom and I trade every single day, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, we really, really, really appreciate everyone who takes the time to comment on these videos, like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and we're getting very, very close to 10,000 subscribers, and we're just very, very grateful for all you guys. We really, really appreciate all the support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you guys want to see our daily stock market watch list on your homepage every single day, don't forget to subscribe to see them on your homepage every single day. Other than that, thanks for watching.